In a hour, do some archbishop. Been a school them from when me in a khaki shop. Liverpool couldn't test the way me raw sit up. Quick draw, him drop and can't get up. Him not fast enough for my problem that you never solve. Send for the Dan brace for a firestorm, cause I turn into a monster. Ready for the war, better with your black. None of them boy, they no bad. None of them boy, they no bad. Bad ones in my hour, do some archbishop. Them no bad. School them from me in a khaki shop. Them no bad. Fool couldn't test it with me raw sit up. Drop. Enough and can't get up. Enough fast enough for my problem that you never solve. Send for the brand race for your firestorm, cause I turn into a monster. Ready for the war. Better with your none of them boy, they no bad. Left a mark, young gog on a regular. Me say them hardly ready. Them a new type of artillery. We a bus and a Tom and Jerry. Out the blue I hit you with an airstrike. They not bad like my air Nikes. It's a rare sight, yeah. Steady aim with precision. Make the vision with a clear sight. Better go get your affairs right. Them boy, they no bad. None of them boy, they no bad. Road back, live with my bar. If you mark, them no bad. Them no regular. We see them hard, them no bad. Me a new type of artillery. I am bust, I'm a Tom and Jerry. All the blue, you by the airstrike. They no bad. Me every night, no bad. Clear sight. Steady aim, they no bad. And it's the vision, we like clear sight. Better get your fit. Them boy, they no bad.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. How are we doing today? We are doing something a little bit differently today. This is our first official live stream of the show. And man, oh man, we're here. I wasn't seeing that little call that Jay was giving me, but man, it is official. We are here. We've never done this before. This is completely new for us. A live stream of the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. But man, here we are. Season 2. We're back. I'm so hyped. 2 months off. Much and well needed. We got a lot to talk about. But firstly, let me introduce myself, my incredible co-hosts of the show. How's it going, everybody? My name is Tristan Grider, joined by co-hosts Daniel Cheney and Justin Cox. Jay, how we doing?
Man, I'm all righty, okay. I'm ready to get started. The off season, it didn't go as to plan for me a lot of the time. I wanted to do a lot more racing related things, but life kind of got in the way of that over the off season. So it is what it is. Like we moved past it, you know. So yeah. But no. So yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to stay focused on racing, and now we're back. I get to do that now, and let's get back focused. Let's get motivated. Let's get the Indy Boys Racing Podcast started for Season 2, baby. Yeah. Daniel, let's hear it, buddy.
Technically speaking, racing's already back.
I mean, that's true.
Because Rolex 24 just happened. So we don't even get to say, oh, we're still waiting for the season. It's already happening. The Clash is this weekend. It's all starting to go.
I mean, shoot, Formula E started like 2 weeks ago, but
That's true.
Yeah, if we want to be
Yeah.
real, Formula E did start 2 weeks ago. The Rolex 24 happened last weekend. Like, there's been a little bit of racing.
yeah.
Yeah. It's all. I mean, technically speaking, the Chili Bowl was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
There's
that's true.
always some sort of racing going on, I feel like, pretty much except for like the month of December.
Yeah,
But we're back.
we are. Back.
And
Back.
I'm really excited about it because we have a full IndyCar grid now. We didn't when we ended the show.
True.
We had no idea who was going to fill certain spots. We had rumors for who was going to fill other ones. Now we know. Now we know about what did the one guy on Twitter call Dale Coyne Racing? Quirked up white boy racing.
Oh, quirked
Yeah.
up white boy racing.
They're
yeah.
officially quirked up white boy
True.
racing.
That is true.
The most likable team in IndyCar.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
I
Indy
feel
Boys
like we
racing
got
right there.
we got a lot of stuff from Indy Boys Racing. We got a bunch of new NASCAR news. We have rule changes. We have F1 liveries dropping. We have IndyCar liveries dropping. We got Media Day fun. We got SRX full-time driver news. This is just going to be a fun episode. We're going to do it a little bit differently, though, guys. So if you watched all of our episodes from last season, we're trying something new. We wanted to make the episodes a little bit more like in segments. So like we're going to talk NASCAR, and that's all we're going to talk about. Then we're going to talk IndyCar, and that's all we're going to talk about. Then we're going to talk F1. So you can stay, listen to the entire show, or if you're personally only interested into one segment, like you only like listening to our IndyCar stuff, you can skip to that IndyCar part of the show. If you're listening to this or if you're watching it after it's live, or if you're here watching it live on YouTube, hello to everyone out there. It's going to be a fun show. Let's go ahead and get started with some NASCAR stuff. Let's go NASCAR. Alrighty. First thing, there was a lot of rule changes that happened today. I don't know if you guys were following Bob Pockrass and Jordan Bianchi and Adam Stern and all them, but they were dropping this news like wildfire.
Yeah, it was
The
crazy.
first, so we're gonna talk about a couple of rule changes, and I just want to get your guys' opinions on them, and then afterwards I'll tell you my opinions. First one that is pretty big, and I think this one's for the good. Officially, NASCAR has announced that there will be no stage breaks at road courses this season. The only time there will be stage breaks is at the Xfinity Series race at Portland or wherever they're going, and the truck race at Mid-Ohio. So those are the only ones where there will be stage breaks.
Yeah.
What do we think about that? Let's start with Jay.
Me personally, I like this because, I mean, I'm kind of a road racing buff myself anyway, so this creates more strategy in the road races for NASCAR because I feel like NASCAR road races are a lot shorter than typical like F1 races or
Facts.
typical IndyCar races. So them taking the stages out and letting it flow naturally, it's going to allow a lot of strategy and a lot of more natural elements come into play in the races, and I think it's a lot better in my honest opinion. So, but yeah, Daniel, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I think this was a change that they needed to make a while ago, personally. I feel like this was something we always talked about. Just, why do they have to have these stage breaks in between, like, stages and have a caution? Like, there was no reason for it. They just wanted to be consistent with everything else. And I'm glad they're finally making the change because I was really tired of the strategy being so weird. Because I think we especially noticed it just because we have gone to the past two Indy road course events for NASCAR, and that was one where, like, if you won the stage, it meant nothing because, like, you were just going for stage wins and not the actual one. It completely messed up the way that it all worked.
Yeah,
It was just really weird,
yeah.
and I'm glad they're kind of taking a change and moving with it.
I think that with the stage, like the stages being removed, because the two random breaks in the race make the race last a lot longer because
Yeah.
you're pacing around like Road America, for instance, is like a 3.2 mile road course or something like that. 3.5.
Road America's
A
4
long
miles, bro.
track.
Four? It's 4?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay,
Road
I was
America's
way
4
off.
miles.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
way off.
But should I
Okay.
look for the exact?
But
I'll do research.
okay, you
All
do
right, go
research.
ahead.
But yeah,
Podcast
no,
research.
like for real, it's a long track, and you're doing pace laps around these tracks, and you're under pacing for like 15 minutes, like, and it's kind of dumb, like it gets repetitive and annoying, and I think this is a very good alternative, if you
Yeah,
want to say.
and I felt like for Road America especially, Coda, sometimes I felt we were getting like 20, 30-minute cautions just to get another caution right afterwards. I
Yeah,
mean, we were all three at the Indy Road course, and it felt like
the first year.
the first year, and it felt
Oh
like
my
we had a
God.
cautions, and the cautions were forever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
stage breaks just eliminates time at the end of the racing, and maybe this will also help with TV schedules and stuff. I don't know. But Daniel, how big is Road America?
4.048.
Yeah, I told you I was close.
Yeah, so like barely over 4 miles.
Yeah. All right, so that's the first rule. No more stage breaks at road courses. I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
do too.
Next rule. This is the top 30 rule. The last couple of seasons, we've seen that the driver that is in the top 30 in points, if they're in the top 30 in points, they are eligible to make the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs if they win a race. Now, that rule has been nixed. So no matter if you are a full-time driver, I don't think, no matter like what you do, if you get a win, you're basically locked into the NASCAR playoffs. And so even, I don't know if it has to be just full-time drivers, but Cody Ware can pretty much make the playoffs now, is what I'm saying.
And that's not
Which
a bad thing. That's
it's
not a bad
thing.
thing.
It just
But-
changes the landscape a bit.
It changes the
Yeah.
landscape because, like, last season, a lot we would talk about drivers that are outside the top 30 in points. For example, Corey LaJoy, who was a big one that was outside the top 30 in points, and that was just interesting. About like why was he like in the top 30 in points if he didn't like if he was like in contention to win races, like that kind of stuff. Like I don't know, it's just different.
Yeah,
And
it might be better in the long run because who knows? Maybe like one of these smaller teams will actually step up and it'll start bumping other teams out of the top 30 and stuff. You never know. Like it'll change the landscape, and the way the new car works, a lot of stuff is gonna be changed anyway. Because we've seen that last season. A lot of things are different with the new car, and a lot of teams either went forward or regressed really bad. And but no, I just think that I think we'll start seeing, if they're getting rid of this rule, we're gonna see a lot more competitiveness in NASCAR. That's how I'm taking it personally.
Yeah, I agree. Daniel, what do you think about it?
I like it and I don't like it at the same time. I like it in the fan perspective of just shaking things up because, like Jay was saying, you could get kind of an underdog team to go on a weird championship run out of nowhere. NASCAR,
It kind of makes it
does
like the
decide-
NFL. Think about it. It kind of makes it like the NFL. Think about it. You have the Bengals, like last year, going on a random run. Like,
Facts.
you wouldn't think the Bengals were going to run. I'm not saying that the Bengals aren't a bad team or whatever, but I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Daniel. Go ahead.
No, you're good. That kind of goes to my point. On the business side of NASCAR, it's exactly what they're going for. That's why they have this playoff format in the first place. And traditional racing fans don't like it because it's very gimmicky. It's very, like, to make it a spectacle out of nothing.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have it, but NASCAR has it. And that's just something you have to deal with, whether you like it or not. One of the ways I don't like it is think about from the perspective of, obviously, I'm assuming it's just a full-time driver thing. I think it'd be really messed up if they made it for anybody because a lot of people, especially like if a Daytona 500 like one-off team won and they don't have the budget
The
to
money team.
run any of their races, there's
Yeah,
one, and
real.
then NASCAR's like, oh, you can make a championship run.
Well, as of right now, I don't know if the money team is entering the Daytona 500 yet.
Yeah.
They haven't had any
Yeah.
announcements. But go ahead, Dan.
But I think on the perspective of, say, someone like a Corey LaJoy at a very small team won a super speedway race. Obviously, the fan perspective would be very like I feel like it'd be very accepting of that. It'd be very fun, but at the same time, from the driver perspective, think about if you're like a Martin Truex Jr. or a potential Ryan Blaney from this past season, or you
Yeah.
have a killer season in point standings, but you just can't figure out how to get a win just because of circumstance, bad luck, however it goes. And if you get 16, 17 winners, somebody that could have DNF'd every race except for a random road course or Atlanta Motor Speedway, they could get a championship. Like, they could make a run for a championship. But if you finish second every race and you don't get a win, but 16 other people do, like, I can see how that would be very frustrating from the driver point of view.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this is a tough rule, and if it I'll have to read more into it a little bit to see like how everything goes. But if this is a part-time rule, think about it. 2019, like a rain shortened race. Who did we see win in Daytona? Justin Haley in his first ever NASCAR Cup Series start. Like that's crazy. Like that he would have been eligible for the playoffs back then.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. The rules are rules, and NASCAR's changing a lot of them. Speaking of rules, this one is going to be very unpopular for a lot of people. Jay knows where I'm going with this. Last season, the most viral moment in NASCAR recent memory, Ross Chastain at Martinsville, wall rides for the final couple of corners at Martinsville to advance into the championship four at Phoenix. NASCAR has banned the Hail Melon wall ride move. I'm gonna start with Jay because I know he thinks this is a good move. So Jay, go ahead and start.
Yes, this needed to be banned because I mean, there was already a rule set in precedent, but they finally went through and said, okay, this is going to have to be a time penalty because look at how much time Ross Chastain gained from doing the move. Like
How fast he was going.
Yeah,
I mean,
granted,
you
it
think
was
about the
only
danger levels. Yeah.
yeah, that too. And granted, it's only a one-time move that you can pull off like he did. And I think it should only be a one-time move. It should be iconic. No one else should be able to replicate that, in my honest opinion.
And I like the
that
time
was-
penalty.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
good.
But yeah, no, I personally love that they're going to do away with allowing people to be able to do this move basically. So
I mean, you think about it back to last season. Sorry to interrupt you, but
No,
back to
you're good.
last season, Joey Logano, right after it happened, said, "Okay, now in the last lap of Martinsville, every driver in the field is going to be doing that.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
someone's going to get hurt." And I like this decision by NASCAR to do the time penalty that you get stopped scoring until you make a pass-through penalty. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Um,
And even
just
Kyle
don't attempt
Larson.
it. Yeah.
And even Kyle Larson at the end of the race last season, he said he attempted at Darlington. He thought it was a dumb move when he did it at Darlington. It's a desperation move. I get why you did it. Like I said, it's a desperation move. But at the same time, like you got to think about it. Like this shows anybody can do this in the car. You know what I'm saying?
And also, not to mention, I know Daniel will probably say that these cars are dangerous. People are getting hurt in these cars. Kurt Busch is still not cleared to return. Tyler Reddick was out for a bunch of the last season with concussion. Same thing with Alex Bowman.
I think Reddick was only out.
No, I'm sorry, not Reddick. Alex
Reddick.
Bowman was out for a lot with concussion. Reddick had concussion-like symptoms. We see these drivers and they're getting hurt in these cars, and that's just something that we don't need to see. In the wall ride, I feel like is something that is NASCAR. It's a smart move by NASCAR. Daniel, what do you think about it? Proactive
I mean,
for sure.
For the people that are shocked by this move, how are you shocked? Did you really think NASCAR was just going to let that slide? And I'm saying this as somebody who considers Ross Chastain to be in my top tier of drivers. He's one of my favorite drivers because he does stuff like this. He tries things like this. He doesn't necessarily try to expose the rule book. He just kind of finds ways to find these weird
Shake it up.
loopholes. Yeah. And that's really fun. But if everybody does it, then nobody should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even they asked Ross Chastain at Phoenix, are you going to try this again at Phoenix? Because we know that you can, and if you're going to win the championship based on a move like that at Phoenix, you should try it. And he was like, after how my body felt, I don't want to try it.
Yeah.
It's if I have to,
5Gs.
yeah, it was a desperation move. He did it just to see if it would work. You don't do that just to casually get a few spots just cause.
And
Nobody wants to throw themselves into a wall.
However, the thing that's going to be
200 miles
annoying
per
about
hour.
this is that NASCAR is going to use this in every freaking promo this season.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
and it's
And as they
annoying
should.
because
hypocritical.
they should.
Rightfully.
It is a tad hypocritical, but I do feel like it's the right move. All right, let's go ahead and get past a couple of the rules. Jay, do you want to say something really quick at the end of that?
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I feel like if they do use it to promo some stuff or whatever, I think it's kind of hypocritical because you can't take something away and then use that to promote your brand. I get it. It is your brand, fair and square. But at the same time, you can't take that away and use that to promote your brand when that's not even allowed in your brand anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
I agree.
if they're really going to ban it, they should just not use it at all. But I feel like it's going to happen. So
I agree. I agree. All right, let's talk a little bit about NASCAR and SRX crossover. A lot this offseason, we have seen NASCAR drivers announcing that they are going to be racing in the SRX series, including former drivers like Clint Boyer, current Cup Series drivers like Kevin Harvick. We had 4 drivers get announced today that had NASCAR roots that are going to be going full-time. And these 4 drivers are Ryan Newman and Bobby Labonte. These 2 drivers are former NASCAR drivers. One's a former champion. One's a former championship runner-up. But we also have 2 drivers that are going to go full-time that are current full-time NASCAR drivers. Not Bob Keselowski. Brad Keselowski is going to be going full-time. Driver the number 6 for RFK. And Haley Deegan is going to go full-time driver of the 98 for Sport. Like, that's crazy. Like, these are 2 drivers that have full-time NASCAR schedules that are getting to run a full-time series in a different season. And it does have to, I feel like, to deal a little bit with, like, the Thursday Night Thunder aspect of SRX this season, which I love. I love this. I think this is great. Incredible new move by Tony Stewart and by Ray Evernham and Donnie Hawk, everyone over there at SRX. I'm sure you guys agree. But they've announced that they're not done announcing full-time drivers, and they still have some surprises coming. Jay, who's a driver that you think that we're going to see in SRX this season?
I don't even know because there could be so many of them.
Could be a one-off, part-time, full-time.
I mean, Jensen Button is running the Garage 56 entry for the Le Mans 24 Hours of Le Mans race.
It could be one.
Jensen Button. Let's go Jensen Button. That's a reach though. I think that's a
My-
reach, but
my-
I'm going
my-
Jensen Button.
My poll, personally, I'm going to go Dale Earnhardt Jr. I think we could see Dale Jr. make a start. Daniel, what about you?
I'm thinking I might go with Jimmy.
Jimmy Johnson?
Just
All
for
right.
one, you know.
Yeah.
Or
just a
maybe
try.
like dream scenario. I would like to see Jeff Gordon,
I'd like to see that as well.
but
would
I
too.
don't know how likely that is on
I
a
mean-
non-road course.
I feel like we could also maybe see some like IndyCar current stars, like maybe a Marcus Ericsson. We've seen past drivers show interest. I mean, a guy we had on the show, Dalton Kellett, was like, yeah, put me in one of those bad boys. It looks like fun.
True.
I could see maybe some current IndyCar stars, but they're going to be pulling a lot of NASCAR drivers, I feel like, to this thing.
Especially with the way they structured their schedule. Because
Yeah.
some people have already forgotten. They're going on Thursdays now. And they also tried to schedule pretty much where they're at,
Around
being
NASCAR.
pretty close to where NASCAR tracks are.
Like they're racing in Connecticut when NASCAR's in New Hampshire. Like these
It
are.
was clear what the vision
not far.
They're
was.
trying to feed that energy from NASCAR
Yeah.
to them.
And I
like
think it's
it.
going to work for him. So
I like
I don't
it too.
blame
I
them.
like it.
Probably.
I like it. It's a good business strategy.
The only thing I'm kind of sad about is I wish they were going to North Wilkesboro. Like they're not going to North Wilkesboro, and that's the one thing that I wish that they would have gone to. Anyway, final piece of little NASCAR stuff before we end the NASCAR segment. We got a race this weekend, boys. We got NASCAR returning, and it's going to be the LA Clash Part 2. We are returning to the LA Coliseum for the Clash. First thing, I just want to talk about it really quick. We're doing the Clash again. We get to see these kind of newer next-gen cars because this is a different version of the next-gen car. We have some changes, not a whole lot of changes. But we do have some like new faces and new places. We got Jimmy Johnson driving for Legacy Motorsports. We got Noah Gregson there as well.
Like, isn't it
Um,
Legacy Motor Club?
Motor
Legacy,
Club.
yeah,
Yeah,
Legacy Motor Club.
It's
I was
so
gonna call it-
bougie, and for what?
It's so
gonna call it-
bougie and for what?
Legacy MC, I feel like is what I'm gonna start calling it.
Yeah, I like that. Like Minecraft, Legacy
Might
Minecraft.
sneak.
He's working one out. He's working one
Bless
out.
you,
Oh,
bless you.
there we go.
There
There it is.
Oh man, I just saw the replay on the YouTube that I have pulled up right next to me because of the chat. But man, that was fun. But we got new places, new faces, and new places. I just want to know who are going to be some of the guys that you think are good. Dang it!
Dang, Look at my dad. Look at my
Is it
dad.
coming? Is it coming? Is it coming?
Look at my dad.
It's gone.
Okay.
Who are some of the guys that you guys think that are going to be like up front in the LA Clash this year?
Let's go.
Oh, I got one. I got a hot take one.
Go ahead.
People forget he technically won part of the LA Clash.
Ty Dillon.
No. Ryan Preece.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, Ryan Preece is a good point.
Technically speaking, he did
Technically,
win.
I want to know who's going to be running in that 15 car this year because it could be Riley Herbst. They could be getting him in a seat before
Well, Herbst is doing the Super
the Daytona.
Speedways.
He's doing the Super
So I
Speedways.
don't
Maybe it's JJ
know.
Yates. I don't know, but that Herbst Sunny D car.
The
looks
Sunny
sexy.
D car. I love Sunny D cars.
Yeah,
We
that
love
looks pretty
Sunny
sexy.
D here, bud.
But yeah, so Ryan Preece is your poll. Jay, who are you gonna go with?
Man, I gotta go with the runner-up, but in the new place that he's in at RCR, Kyle Busch, bro.
Kyle
You
Busch.
gotta go Kyle Busch. Come on.
You know what? I'm gonna say the guy who was leading pretty much the entire event before he had an engine failure. Give me Tyler Reddick.
I was
That's who
thinking
I-
it. He had that axle issue.
Yeah, I think Tyler Reddick could go out there and get this win for 2311 Racing.
I'm
in his
interested to see what he's
first
gonna do
start.
at 2311. I've got realistic hopes. Like my
That money
expectations
line
aren't too high.
is beautiful.
Dude, it's so good. It's
I love that we
good.
got some good liveries revealed today. We got that Chase Elliott Hooters car, which is pretty solid, but that money
Alright,
line scheme
Yeah.
is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And
I think every
Like-
money line scheme ever made has been gorgeous, though. I'm not gonna
True.
lie. Yeah. Like
True.
even
Like-
Hendrix cars and Xfinity were amazing.
Yeah, like the
Strict
worst
cars.
ones are at least like okay.
yeah.
the Joey Logano schemes from a couple years ago, those were pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude, but the gradient.
Speaking of new teams, and this could transition us into IndyCar a little bit. Did you all see those Humco Hollinger racing schemes that got revealed? Because damn, those were pretty.
I
Yeah.
really like it. I really like them.
Let's transition to IndyCar.
Alrighty, folks. So IndyCar is almost here. Gotta wait a little bit longer. We do have to wait a little bit longer.
Like 5 weeks now, something like that. 5
Yeah,
weeks?
I think it's the first week of March. Or is it the second week of
Yeah.
March?
So maybe like 4.
Early March.
5 or 4
Uh,
weeks. I know that much.
Yeah, but it's sooner than we think.
Hopefully.
And I'm really glad about that because we now know the full roster of who's all driving, at least full time and some part time. We don't know every part time entry, but we're not worried about that yet. We'll wait till May, till we're anxious about that. Maybe April. Maybe April.
I would
We're
say
trying to
April
put
is
that
when
off.
Daniel's gonna start like peeing.
We're gonna
himself.
put that off as long as we can. I'm sorry, Twitter. I don't want to worry about it yet. But got a lot of fresh faces. So I want to start this off with 2 questions because 2 points that I kind of want to like talk about for this IndyCar season. I'll start off with one, kind of go with the fresh faces thing. Rookie of the year. We do have an interesting rookie class. Maybe not the most star-studded. Maybe not. Definitely not the same as last year's because I feel like
No,
last year we had a
definitely
lot of rookies
Well,
coming.
5 rookies last year,
And this year we have what? 3?
three full time.
Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
some rookies.
We have Augustine Capano, or
Yeah.
however I don't know how to say his name yet.
Capino-
Ben Peters.
Capino-
I don't know.
Oh.
I will learn. Whoever's
We'll
driving
figure it
this,
out.
whoever's driving this the
The
78 for Humkos. Ben Peterson and Stingray Rob.
So I wanna hear from you guys. Who do you think is gonna win the Rookie of the Year?
Shoot, dude, my heart
It's
has to
tough.
go Stingray, but like
Yeah,
at the
because
same
it's a weird
time-
race.
But at
It's
the
a
same
weird
It's
time-
tough because that 51 car has not been as strong as it has been in the past. For example, when Grosjean won got close to winning Rookie of the Year, in that same car. Uh, you know, Juncos was fast last year, but they have a second car
In
this year.
spurts.
That's
In
tough.
spurts.
In spurts. Ben Peterson. I don't know. I don't think that 14 is going to be fast. I'm going to go with Stingray. I'm going to go Stingray Rob. I think he
Okay.
wins Rookie of the Year.
Okay. And Jay, are
See-
you also going with that?
See, no,
You also got Marcus Armstrong. Technically, he's a rookie as well, but I don't
See,
know.
that's where I'm going. I think
Yeah.
I don't care that's on a part-time basis. I think Marcus Armstrong's winning it. It won't be by a landslide because he's not going first, or he's not going every race.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be a lot more impressive than Grosjean's rookie season, just because Grosjean
Yeah, for
was on
sure.
a middle of the pack team, pushing that car to its limits, and was very close to winning Rookie of the Year. People forget how close he was to McLaughlin.
True.
But I think Armstrong. It's hard to not bet on a Ganassi car.
no,
True.
man,
It's
no,
hard.
man, no, man. I gotta go with the Argentinian Augustin Canapino. You gotta go with
Augustin
Canapino.
Canapino. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Augustin Canapino. I got it. I will remember that forever now.
Yeah, you gotta go with him, man. He's good though. Like I promise you, he's good. He's gonna do good
He's,
things. in
he's a good
Juncos.
pickup. He's a good
Yeah.
pickup.
It'll
He's
be
gonna do a good
interesting. My
You think?
one I wouldn't say it's like a red flag, but my one kind of I'm curious thing about it is the only IndyCar experience he's had
Is the
has been
tests.
showing off the car in Argentina for a show run.
Well, those were tests too, though. That's what
Yeah,
they were
but-
tests.
Yeah, and you think about
it's
it.
still
you could've-
hard to kind of
You think about it though. I mean, Scott McLaughlin didn't have IndyCar experience either.
Yeah.
Neither did Romain Grosjean. He had F1, but IndyCar and F1 are completely different. You have these drivers that are very similar. Would I have loved to see an IndyCar favorite get that ride over there, or a past driver say a I don't know, maybe see what's that guy's name?
RC
Oliver
Anderson?
Askew. I'd love to see Oliver Askew, also
Oh.
RC Anderson, our main homie, Tolton Kellett. I would have loved to see
Yeah.
all of them get the seat, but I think Augustine is going to be fun, and I think it's going to be a good ride.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens over there. They've already had a weird struggle with having one car, adding a whole other car. I'm interested to see how they're going to handle that
Yeah.
because Juncos is one of those really questionable teams at times
Facts.
where you kind of want to wonder what's going on in their head. That's that. That's not
However-
even, I don't say that as an insult.
Yeah.
I
However,
just-
you do have
yeah.
Callum Ilott on a multi-year deal, and I think it's multi-year. And
I believe
he's
it's at least two.
and he's locked in for a little bit. So you have your franchise driver. You have a new scheme. You have new cars. You have
Really
fans.
vibe.
You have vibes. It's it's fire. And plus you have a good future with Reese Gold. I like it. I like the move for them. And in my
And-
opinion, I don't think they are the worst team in IndyCar.
Yeah, no, I don't
think that goes
agree.
to, I think that could go to a different team. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I definitely think they're on the C plus B minus tier. Probably C plus more.
Yeah.
But I
In
can
qualifying, they'll be very good.
qualifying they're in
But-
B plus.
You
Yeah.
forgot the most important part of what you're saying, Tristan. Ricardo Juncos got his Argentinian driver.
It's true. He did.
True.
Did in fact get an
That's the
Argentinian
most
driver.
important piece.
He's got to do it for the homies.
For real.
Now he doesn't have to just deal with Callum talking about crisps and
and rubbish.
rubbish.
Gosh.
I like it. I like it though.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm going Stingray though because I have
Okay.
to.
I'm going.
So
against
we
the
all got
Tampa.
our locks in.
Corked up white boy with Indy Boys Racing
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm really excited for Corked Up White Boy Racing.
with Indy Boys Autosport.
Yes,
With
yes.
Indy Boys
We're,
Autosport.
we're the Rick Ware.
We're the
We
weak
are.
way.
We're the,
We
with
are
a little
Rick Ware.
asterisk.
I just want to say,
second-
Elcoin Racing did like our tweet for that.
Yeah.
When I put, dang, they really are Indy Boys Autosport.
Yeah.
They know. They know.
They know.
All right. So second little topic question. As we know, IndyCar can be pretty unpredictable at times. Last season was not as unpredictable when it came to the winners. We got barely a few winners, but it's still a very unpredictable season at the same time. So my question for you guys, who is a driver that didn't win last year do you think is going to pull through this year? It could be someone that hasn't won, period. It could be someone that took 1 year off from winning. I want to hear from you guys who you think you could say someone you think is just going to have a better season and that includes a win, or someone that just gets a one-off. I'm interested to hear. I'll go Jay first because he seems like he has an answer.
Jay, go
Okay.
first. I think we might have the same answer, Jay.
If
I'm not
you
gonna
guys remember who the pick was for most disappointing driver last season was in the Indy Boys Award show, Romain Grosjean. Romain Grosjean is going to be better this year, I think. His third year in IndyCar, he shined
year,
in his
though.
first year. His
Last
last year was bad, but I think this year he'll be better. And I've said that the past 2 years.
I think he'll go out. You think he'll go out on
I
top?
have a question though.
What's the question?
Do you think he's motivated? Because he's already pretty much out after next
He
year
is
because
out.
of
He's
the
not pretty much.
Yeah.
He is out.
I mean,
because he's going to the Lamborghini sports car thing instead. Do you think he doesn't have anything to lose if he just kind of had another season?
Exactly. He has nothing to lose at this point.
Does he have anything to gain either though?
I mean, I guess only that
Personally-
he's won in IndyCar.
Yeah.
He can only win
Personally,
in
though,
IndyCar.
I got to go a different way. I'm stuck between two drivers. I'm stuck between Graham Rahal and Felix Rosenquist. That's who I'm stuck in between because I want to pick Felix just because he was in position to win so many races last season, multiple poles, championship contender for a lot of the season. I think Felix has a shot, but I know he's also going to be that third driver at Aero McLaren. So I don't know if he gets a win. Graham Rahal, though, he is Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing right now. You have Christian Lundgaard, who's going to be there for who they switched him and Jack Harvey because I think they just want a different person in that Hy-Vee sponsorship.
They want Hy-Vee to be front running.
It's true. Which I'm perfectly fine with. Hey,
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Harvey's got a new sponsor. So
feel bad for all the people that bought Jack Harvey 45 merch. Jay.
You don't know
I didn't buy
Jack.
that.
I thought you bought that shirt.
Uh-uh.
I thought you did. Whatever.
He got a Pato one.
That's right. Yeah, you got the Pato one from the
Yeah.
t-shirt bet.
Sorry guys, we were recalling our T-shirt bet from Mid Ohio.
But yeah, that was fire. But I think Graham Rahal definitely has a shot to get a win this season. I'm gonna go Iowa. I think he gets a win at Iowa.
Okay.
Okay. Y'all used some names that I wasn't going to use, and you didn't use some of the names that I was going to throw out. So I might have a few honorable mentions before my number one. I think 3 of them, you got to go with some of the rookies from last year. Lundgaard.
I was gonna go.
Lundgaard's got a shot at any of the IMS races.
Look, I was gonna go quirked up white boy racing with David Malukas, though. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to you.
I think.
But I don't think that's going to be surprising though.
No,
I
I'm not
think
saying it is a surprise, but we know it's gonna happen at some point. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
It's a matter of if it happens with this team or say in a year or two where he's with a Ganassi or a Penske type of team.
Mhm.
I think it's inevitable at some point. It's just a matter of when and where. Kyle Kirkwood's with Andretti now.
Okay.
I
In
know
that same car that Rossi
people
won
saw
last
him in the
season.
14 and they were like, "Oh, he's not good. He's a bust."
He performed well in the 14.
Listen.
He massively
AJ
outdrove.
Foyt Racing, Andretti. They are not the same.
Yeah, you're
I don't care that
you're
Andretti is not
comparing
the
a
powerhouse that they have
C
been,
team to
but
like a B plus team. Like you're
yeah,
comparing these two in there.
they're still good for a win here and there. Whether or not they're championship contenders anymore, that's not
They're
really the
not.
debate. He could get a win. Kyle Kirkwood is
I
a
say
really
that as an
talented
avid
driver, and
Andretti
people
fan.
forget that. People have already forgotten how good he was in Indy Lights, and I really hope he reminds people how good he is. Um, so those were three of my honorable mentions. One last honorable mention, just because I could see it happening at IMS of all places. Connor Daly.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah.
It,
Do you
when
think
is
it'll
the
be the
script going to be
500?
written for
Do you
him?
think it'll be the 500?
I think it'd be the road
It's going to
course.
be an oval, so like
No, I thought it would be the road course.
I don't know.
That's why I asked the question.
He's really
I
good
think,
on it,
I think it'd be
but
an oval. Sorry, go ahead.
I think Christian Lundgaard's about to become the king of that track. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think Christian Lundgaard is going to be the next willpower when it comes to that track.
the Indy Road Course, yeah.
Like
I feel like I already know who Daniel's gonna pick though for his actual pick, and he just got
Who you
himself a
thinking?
show.
Who are you thinking?
VK.
Yeah, I was going to
Arenas.
give me some whoppers. So
Whopper,
VK.
wobble, booger, bacon, whopper.
Have it your way at VK, baby.
Have it
Rena's
your
VK
way
is
at
getting another win.
VK.
Yes, last season was
Big
a little
Renus.
disappointing, but he was honestly better last season than people gave him credit for. I believe he was 11th in the standings. He was right
Yeah.
out of the top 10.
What was
When
the
you-
favorite to win the Indy 500 if there wasn't those issues on track?
Yeah. If Rena's VK could manage his tires, he'd be a champion.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
gonna
Facts.
he'd be a contender.
He was the
almost every
biggest
week.
free agent this offseason.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine that he doesn't get a win this season. It could be an oval, it could be a road course, it could be a street course.
I think it'll be at Nashville.
My prediction, if it's not an IMS,
I can see Portland too.
I'm gonna go. What's the Alabama track? The one he won pole at this year.
Barber.
Barber.
Yeah, I think he could win at Barber.
What am I saying?
I think, isn't it in Birmingham?
Yeah, I think it is in Birmingham.
Yeah, then you weren't wrong. It's
But
just the name of the track.
St. Pete, I could see that as well. I can honestly see Renus winning anywhere this season. It's just a
Mhm.
matter of like how he does it.
It's a matter of circumstance and luck, honestly.
Yeah.
If that man could stop yeeting all of his tires off, he'd be so good. I think he is good. It's not that I don't think he's good. But VK, have it your way. Give me that win this season
Okay.
because
I
I was
like it.
waiting for it all last year.
I do like that, though. I do like that pick.
You know what else I like? 4 for $5. No, that can't be right. Just confirmed that that's the real price.
VK.
Chicken.
Oh,
I think it's time for some F1, Jay. What do you think?
Oh, shoot. I'm down for some F1. Let's go ahead and transition over to some F1. Okay. Well, technically, I'm covering F1, F2, F3, and Formula E this season. We're going to get corroborated. I guess. Is that the word?
We finna try.
We're literally, guys, we're gonna cover as much as we can this season because
Yeah.
there were some complaints last season that we only covered the big series. We're covering
Yeah.
everything. We're
covering
covering
everything.
all
We wanna
three big series of
diversify
NASCAR.
ourselves.
We're covering IndyCar and all of the Indy Next series. That includes pros. That includes USF. We're covering F1, F2, F3, and FE. We're covering it all. Like it's gonna be fun.
Pretty much. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with some Formula E news. McLaren Formula E team manager Gary Parfit has been appointed sporting director at McLaren XE, so I'm assuming that's a pretty good move. I haven't really paid attention a lot to Formula E. I watched Diriyah the past weekend, though, and those were
sick.
pretty good races. But actually, speaking of Diriyah, and Formula E's been back for a few weeks now, Pascal Wehrlein has won both of the Diriyah Grand Prix this past weekend, so congratulations to him. So
Congrats.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Going up to
Shout out.
Formula 3. What's up?
So shout out.
Oh, yeah, shout out. Going up to Formula 3. Nikita Bedrin and Alejandro Garcia joined Ginzer Motorsports in F3. So good moves for them. That's another Mexican driver in F3. The Mexican drivers are coming up, man. Checo better watch himself. I'm just saying. Checo better watch himself. I'm just saying. Formula 2, John Daruvala has joined MP Motorsport, so good move for him. And then now let's go to Formula 1. Kind of quick on the Formula 2, 3, and FE side of things, but starting off in a Formula 1, Audi has acquired a minority stake in the Sauber Group as they prepare for their 2026 F1 entry. So, pretty cool. Audi's definitely coming to F1, so I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
I don't feel like that F1 would have posted it on their actual Instagram if they weren't gonna be there.
Yeah. But so now this is kind of, I don't know if this is rumor or if I don't know if this is like actual statement, but Formula 24-hour tweeted this out. My friend Mike Anderson sent me this the other day. A collaboration between Red Bull and Ford appears increasingly likely, with an announcement on Friday possible. Are we going to have Ford v Ferrari in the
That's
Formula
what I was
1?
about to say. That's crazy. That'd
awesome.
be dope as hell.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Could Matt Damon come back and star in that one too?
Okay, there it is.
Christian Bale.
Yeah,
that second car.
Most people believe Drive to Survive Formula 1 wasn't real until Drive to Survive happened. But no.
What are you talking about? It wasn't, bro.
What are you talking about? It wasn't.
It's new.
No.
Dude, I didn't know about basketball until my favorite movie, the 2022 movie Hustle. There was no such thing as basketball. There is no such thing as the NFL until the 2009 movie The Blind Side. There is no such thing.
Hey, I'm just saying that helps with the popularity. I'm just saying.
Rush, didn't happen.
I didn't know IndyCar was till I saw
Senna did
Driven.
not exist.
Nope, Senna
Didn't
didn't
happen.
exist.
Senna did not exist.
But all right.
Fictional character.
Chris
Zach
Hemsworth
Brown.
was F1.
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth runs F1. All right, Zach
He's in
Brown.
charge of the FIA.
Bro, he takes over Ben Muhammad's Salam's spot. That'd be crazy. All right, but back to the F1 news. Zach Brown has described Lando Norris as a franchise driver for McLaren. He believes Norris is as good as anyone on the grid. Do you both agree with this
Gotta
statement?
get a win. This guy had one podium last season. Listen, I like Lando Norris.
Technically, he should have a win by now. I'm not going to lie to you. He should have won Russia in 2021, but he got screwed by his strategist. He should have won that race.
He should
But
have, yeah.
continue, sorry.
He needs a win. You need to win a GP. Esteban Ocon has a GP win and Lando Norris doesn't.
Yeah.
Pierre Gasly has a GP win and Lando Norris doesn't. And he's gotta win. He's gotta win the damn race. He's gotta I don't know what you're gonna say, Daniel, but Lando's gotta win a race.
Yeah.
Zach Brown, what were you cooking?
Who
My
let
dog.
him cook? Who let this man cook?
I don't have any problem with Lando Norris.
The Zach Brown is crazy. He gets every
Man.
driver.
What if you were a race car driver and Zach Brown said,
This man pulled Alex Palou, Pato Award. He pulled everybody. Alexander Rossi.
Bro,
dude, he's still trying to pull Rosenquist.
Zach Brown's a Chad, bro. Zach Brown is a Chad.
He was undispendable. He kept Walter White out of jail.
It's crazy.
Get this man behind bars. He's caused me too much pain.
Somebody get this man his keys.
I don't want to give Zach Brown keys.
We don't want to give that man keys. He might cook too much.
He might give him to a 4,000th driver if you give him more keys.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. I have no problem with Lando Norris. I think he's a good driver, but he hasn't done enough to prove to me yet that he is a franchise guy. Yes, I know. McLaren is not a Red Bull Racing. They're not a Mercedes. It's not the same as it is with, say, NASCAR or IndyCar, where there's more teams that can be week-to-week winners. So I'm not going to say that it's the exact same thing, but I'm going to need to see more. I feel like I just haven't been that impressed with him last season.
I
And that's
agree.
nothing. That's not necessarily fully his fault. I know the car changed. It suited Lando better than it suited Daniel Ricciardo. Um, I just need to see more, and I don't know what exactly that is. I don't know if I need to see one win. I don't know if I need to see a bunch of wins. I don't need to see. No, I don't
I
know
need
if I
to
need to
see
see
him
just
finish.
one pole.
I need to see him finish in the top 5 in points if I
I
want to
just,
call him a franchise driver.
I just
But you,
need him to step up a bit.
but you see
I
for
don't know.
me, like I just think, I just think that Lando just doesn't have the car around him. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't
Because
think it's
if you
fully his
look
fault.
at if you look at McLaren at the beginning of last season, they were on par with Williams, and towards the end of the season, Lando was getting podiums once the car got better. And I mean,
Mhm.
granted, that could also be the car, of course, but at the same time, I think Lando is probably one of the most talented drivers on the grid. I'm not gonna lie. Don't look right there. Don't look right
Yeah,
there.
I don't think he's not
Or
talented.
there. Don't look there
I think
either.
I think he's a very talented driver. I just haven't seen enough to like think of him in the top echelon of drivers yet.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
my opinion, I feel like there's only 5 franchise drivers right now in F1. You got Max, like you got
Lewis.
Lewis, George Russell, you got
Well, you can't have two franchise drivers on the same
well,
team. Though.
Lewis isn't going to be in F1 for that much longer.
Okay, that's fair.
so,
That's fair.
I mean,
I'll give you that.
Lewis has
Russell-
under 5 years left.
Lewis has under 2 years left, man. I'd
two.
give
He
it,
said he wants to keep going.
I'd give him 2 more seasons. I give it 2 more. I think George Russell's a franchise driver. I think I don't think Checo is.
No.
I think
Leclerc. Charles Leclerc.
Leclerc is definitely a franchise driver. And then honestly, who's that 5th guy?
You have
Clear-
Alonso. Alonso. It has to be Alonso. It can't
Oh,
not.
Fernando Alonso,
Yeah.
franchise driver.
Yeah.
Nah, give me Kevin Magnussen.
Oh
I'm
my
joking.
God.
I'm joking. No, it's definitely Fernando Alonso. I mean, that makes sense.
You can't go against Fernando Alonso. I mean, I don't personally have much of an opinion on him.
Clearly,
It's like every time I start to like Fernando Alonso, he makes me not like him.
clearly the answer to this is Logan Sargent.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly,
Yeah, I can't say the only franchise driver is Nicholas Latifi anymore. So
the only franchise driver in the grid is Alex Albon.
Yeah, I agree with that.
you could make an
I like that.
argument. You could make
Honestly,
an
you
argument,
could.
honestly.
That Williams franchise driver is Alex Albon.
His back must hurt, bro.
Clearly,
Just
Oscar,
carrying that on his back.
clearly, Oscar Piastri is the franchise driver of like 4 teams.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go ahead and finish up F1 news. I'm gonna go ahead and talk through the car release dates. So actually, Haas revealed theirs today as you're listening on the live stream, which was January 31st. If you're listening on the recording, that's gonna
Happy
come out
birthday,
Friday.
Delaney.
Happy birthday, Delaney. Happy birthday to Tristan's sister, Delaney. Yes.
Yes, sir.
But all right, so January 31st, Haas released their livery or car really reveal, whatever you want to call it. February 3rd is going to be Red Bull, 6th Williams, 7th Alfa Romeo, 11th AlphaTauri, 13th McLaren and Aston Martin, 14th Ferrari, 15th Mercedes, and 16th is the Alpine car to round it off. But Haas dropped their new livery today.
Beautiful.
MoneyGram came on as a sponsor in the off season, and their new livery for me personally, it's growing on me. I didn't necessarily like it when I first looked at it. I just didn't like
hot.
the shapes. I didn't like the shapes they used on the car.
It's gorgeous.
Fair.
I like the colors and I like how they match. I just didn't like the shapes. But it's growing on me because as I looked at it throughout the rest of the day today, I definitely am more of a fan of that car now. I'm not gonna lie to you. So yeah. But yeah. So Tristan, you say it's beautiful. Daniel, have you
gorgeous.
seen it?
I love it.
I think I did see it. I think it was like it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wasn't like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but I didn't dislike
It's
it.
It's not as good as Williams. It's not as good as like Mercedes has been in the past, but it's good. It's better than last year.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. I agree. So yeah, I think it's better than their last year's scheme at least. So if that says anything, but yeah, no,
All right now from from the gods of University of Indianapolis.
This is funny. But yeah, no. So I think that's it for my F1, F2, F3, FE news. I think we could, since we don't have a race to review.
My F1, F2, F3, FE, FU news.
FU news. That's funny. But we want to go into predictions since we don't have a
Hell
race.
yeah, I do, man. Let's go.
All right.
LA Clash.
Also, since it is at the beginning of the season, I think we need to claim our picks for our champions this year.
Can we
After
do
we do the
that?
Clash.
Let's
Can
do
we
that
do
next
that?
week. Let's do that next
Let's do
week.
it next week.
Yeah. let's
Because-
do
Do
it
it next week. Okay.
I feel like we have to at least see the Clash first.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have to at least see the Clash.
Okay. That's valid.
It can be a good telling point on who we could think
It
is.
can be. It can be. Obviously,
Because I mean,
clearly, I
Joey
would have picked
Logano.
Ty Dillon to win the championship last season.
I'm going Michael McDowell.
Joey Logano did win the championship last year,
And he won the Clash. I'm just saying. So
which is why I'm joking. I'm not going Joey. I'm going. I'm
That's why
going to go with
Michael
earlier.
McDowell.
So we're doing 2 picks and then our group pick.
yeah.
My first pick, I'm gonna go with Tyler Reddick. I think he has another great day. That TR45 put him on the board for me. And then my second pick after Tyler Reddick. Who do I think goes out and has a good Clash? You know, I'm gonna go with Eric Jones. I think that that legacy MC car. So give me the 45 and the 43. Those are my picks.
Okay. Okay.
I think Eric Jones makes the playoffs this season.
Daniel,
Not
go ahead, big guy.
Okay. My first pick. Do we just go Reddick again, like with Tristan? Because, like, I don't want to be biased and just pick him for bias reasons. Like,
I'm not
generally
going Tyler Reddick because of bias. I'm going Tyler because I think he's gonna.
Okay,
win.
yeah, but he's not your number one guy.
He's not. No, he's not. It's AJ Allmendinger,
Um,
which is awesome to say again, by the way.
you know, first pick. Give me that Kyle Larson kid.
KO.
Give me that Kyle Larson kid. And then underdog. Part of me wants to stick with Ryan Preece because I could see it happening. I mean, he was able to make it in a Rick Ware car. He'll make it in the 41. But I almost want to go someone that didn't even make the final race last year. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stick
with
with
Ryan
Ryan
Preece.
Preece as my
All
wild
right,
card.
so
I was thinking about putting Chastain, but
Ryan Preece
I'm
is
not
37, right?
Ryan Preece is the 41.
Wait, for real?
yeah,
Oh shoot! I forgot Cole Custer's not in Xbox anymore. Oh my god, dude, that's crazy!
Dude,
Holy crap!
He was
that's why I think he's gonna win. He's in a better car.
Oh my god, I
put Ryan Preece
completely
back at
spaced
JTG Doherty
I
Racing.
completely spaced that. Holy crap! I forgot about that. My fault. I completely forgot about that. That's funny.
Jay said,
Okay.
"Let there be an extra charter."
Yeah, for real. Okay. For mine, I think I'm gonna go with Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, good pick. No favoritism there.
Shut your face.
Second pick, I'm going Bubba Wallace.
No, my second pick, I'm actually gonna go with Ryan Blaney.
I like that. I like that pick.
Yeah.
It's good.
Those are my 2 picks for the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum.
Group pick. I'm actually. Can we nominate a Bush?
Yeah,
And
we
this
can.
Bush is the one Bush that's in the Cup Series this season. Kyle Busch. I think. Kyle Busch in the 8 car. I think that could be the group pick this week. Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah, I'm cool
I'm good with that.
Yeah, we can do
Let's get this season off right, guys. Let's hit with the group pick. I'd love that.
that. Yeah, +5 for all of us off the start. Plus, one of us gets an extra point if we get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of fire. So, yeah. There's our picks
good
for
with
this
those.
week. There's our picks for this week.
We love it.
Next week, we're going to get back into these picks again, and we're going to see who was right or if we were all wrong.
Yeah, then we won't have any picks the week after that. But dude, mid-season form, We're going to be picking every single one of these races every week. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be ecstatic. It's gonna be fun. Obviously, guys, we're not gonna be picking. We're not gonna pick F2. We're not gonna pick F3, or any of the Indy Pros races. We are really only gonna cover the same races that we did last season. So Cup, Xfinity, and Trucks, just because they're easy to predict, and those are on national television.
Yeah.
Or on cable television. IndyCar, Indy Next, which is like the Indy Lights equivalent. That's what we're gonna cover. Mostly because we have a lot of drivers that are on that come on the show that are from that series. F1 and the SRX Thursday Night Thunders. Those are the race series that we are going to cover this season. We're going to keep the predictions the same. We're going to keep it because you guys liked it. And so, but real quick, who's your guys' prediction for who's going to win the Predictions Cup this year? Jay was the winner last season.
I'm going with myself again, dude. I'm always going to go with myself.
Honestly, I feel
do
like
I have to go? Can I not go with myself? Do I have to pick someone?
honestly,
Okay,
I think
I'm going with myself.
I think Daniel might take it home this year.
Bro, Daniel blew a 3-1 lead last year.
He really did. Yeah.
Here's
Daniel
the thing.
3-1 lead. Daniel blew a 3-0 lead. Like
3-0 lead.
If it would have been 2 seasons ago, I probably would have won because I was just picking random names, and that's what was happening in IndyCar. That just didn't happen in IndyCar last year.
Yeah.
So if it's a similar year to like that, I got a chance. But I need some of my oddball picks to start going off because
Daniel can't pick
I'm a
Noah
momentum
Gragson.
guy.
Daniel doesn't have his safety valve of Noah Gregson every week this year.
Yeah. And do we want to
Don't play it
get
for Dale. Dale's fine.
Hey.
Like, don't.
I know.
Hey, do we want to get the YouTube chat involved in our picking this season? And they compete against us as well?
I'm down.
I would love to get that.
I am down.
You guys want to do it? All right. You
Let's
guys
do
out
it.
there in chat land. I see Logan James in the chat. What's up, man? He said, hey, yo, it's the Indy Boys. What's up, Logan James? Go ahead. Leave your prediction for the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum. We'll get it written down here. I got to pull this over real quick to where you guys can see the YouTube chat. Right there. Perfect. Annie, that's me. Or, hey, that's me. Yes, sir. That is you, Logan James. Yes, sir. But
Now I gotta think of who my prediction rocks are gonna be now. That's gonna
you
be
get
tough.
Logan or anybody in chat land. You guys converse in chat. We're gonna see who has the best predictions or who agrees, and you get 2 predictions just like we did. Okay, 2 predictions just like we did.
Let's throw out 2 names for the LA Clash. We'll do it in 1 minute. But honestly, if we're gonna go over the overview of these picks really quick, I like Daniel's picks a lot. I like Ryan Preece a lot. Yeah. I feel like he could definitely go out there and get this dub. I mean, the guy almost won it last season in a Rick Ware car. Like, that is insane to me.
Yeah, he just had an oil malfunction, I think.
Yeah, we didn't mention him, though, but Ty Dillon will do anything it takes to win this race.
You think he gets in the 77, bro?
No.
Hey, that'd be crazy.
I think that'd be crazy. I don't know for sure. I feel like Kyle Busch is a great pick here. I feel like let me explain why I think Eric Jones. Eric Jones is just good at driving. And I think that Eric Jones is a championship 8 pick. I feel like Eric Jones could make it pretty far. I see him as the franchise driver there.
Interesting.
We'll talk playoffs right before probably next week before Daytona.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what it's gonna be.
My picks. I went with Blaney because I think Blaney was in the top 3 before he got into some trouble with someone, or he might have had a transaction break. I can't remember what happened last year. He DNF'd off a mechanical. I remember that because he was mad. Or no,
he was down 2 laps.
Yeah, he jumped over the wall and threw his Hans at someone. Remember? Because nobody got it on video.
Right.
Nobody got it on video.
And him and Reddick were watching the race.
Yeah, and then Denny. I went with Denny.
Well, no, but he finished the main race. He was just 3 laps down. I think that was one of the. Was it one of the what's it called? The heat races. Was that when it happened?
Yeah, or it might have been an heat race.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it was in the main event. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
I think it was the main event. Cause
I'm looking at a statistic.
All right, looking
He
at some of these
finished-
comments while he's doing them.
He finished 3 laps down.
Chastain and Logano, Danica Patrick and Kyle Busch are a couple years late there. Blueface on beat. That's funny. That's comedy right there.
That is.
You know what? Yeah, for the YouTube chat picks, let's go Chastain and Logano. I feel like those are.
Logano? Okay.
I like that. So Logan James, good job picking the picks for the YouTube chat this week.
Honestly, you know who was like decent at this race before he had an accident? Justin Haley.
He was pretty
Yeah,
solid.
because that's when Larson blocked the mess out of him.
That's true. That was the first of many Larson bad blocks last season. All right, let's go ahead and bring that bad boy back to the main screen.
Alrighty, that's our picks all locked in. Everyone, you got them down. Let's go back to the main screen as Tristan said.
And thank you guys so much for listening to the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. Man, oh man, what an episode. What an episode. We are finally back. It felt so good to be back in just mid-season form, beginning season form. We got a lot of plans this season, guys, and I really hope that you guys like this kind of new style of the podcast. I liked it a lot, actually, and I'm sure me and Daniel and Jay will talk about it after the show, but I liked it a lot. I feel like we might keep it. Y'all agree?
Yeah, I like it. I like how we're doing it now. I really do. I really do like it.
I think it's kind of dope. Like, we all kind of get to run a section. I don't feel like it's like pushed or like rushed or anything. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, next week we have a guest. We're gonna try to have a guest every most weeks on the show. It won't be like us three. Next week on the show, we mentioned him earlier, but member of Kirk White Boy Racing, just Dale Coyne Racing with HMD Motorsports. The Dale Coyne Racing driver himself, David Malukas, is going to join the show next week. So look forward to seeing good old Dave on the show as he gritties his way over to the Indy Boys Racing
Oh my
Podcast.
gosh. That was a hard watch.
Yeah. Signing off for Daniel Cheney and Justin Cox. My name is Tristan Greider. Let's go racing at the LA Clash, boys. Have a good one for the first time this season. Peace!